5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I am back for like the 8th time because I suck at this. Yeah, really bad. So what I've been doing in the last couple of takes is I've been showing you how to do sweep arpeggios on the guitar because I keep forgetting what my video is about. My video is not about teaching you how to do sweep arpeggios on the guitar. I'm hoping you already know how to do basic sweep arpeggios. Or with a different view so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm hoping you already know how to do that. I don't claim to have the best way to do sweep arpeggios. I used to be better at it. My hands kind of aren't very good anymore, but they're okay. They're good enough. They're good enough to do this. What I want to show you is how to figure out what notes to play in your arpeggios. And for that, we're going to be going to my favorite spreadsheet, Shredsheets. Right there. Okay. So what we were actually doing there is I was playing an A minor arpeggio. It's this bottom one here. So that's that note right there. Boom. And then I was playing this note. And then that note. And then that note. And then that note. And then I was doing a hammer on to that note. Back to that note. Then to that note. And then that note. Then that note. And back to there. And as you could see, we did one note per string until we got here to the high E string, and then we did 2 notes, and there was a little hammer on, and then we went back with 1 note per string. So, okay, so those are the notes inside of an A minor sweep arpeggio. Well, we can kind of extend this and go even a little bit further and say if we wanted to do more than 2 notes on this high E string, well, we're doing an A minor. We got more notes up here. We can do a 7th, this flat 7 here, or we can go up right here to do an A. And if I can't really do a hammer tab from 8 to 12 all the way to 17, but I can use my other hand and do a regular tap. So looking at the camera. Instead of doing that on the A fret or the the E string on the 17th fret to get that A, I could go all the way up to the 20th fret and get that third, that flat 3. So let's try to do that. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, actually. But I'm not going to be doing a whole bunch of tapping. What we're going to be doing is switching from this arpeggio that we were just doing to another arpeggio. So, ay Dios mío, how are we going to switch to a completely new arpeggio? Well, what we're going to do is we're just going to slide right down here to this G, this 7th. So we're going to start from here. We did arpeggio, do 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 do, and then we're going to drop down, whoop, all the way down here to this 10th fret on the A string. And now say, okay, what notes do I hit? Do I hit the colored ones? No. Those colored ones are based off of doing alternating tones or stacked thirds. If you remember me talking smack about the stacked thirds terminology. We were doing stacked thirds starting on the 1st, but now we're going to be on the 7th. So let's do stacked thirds starting on the 7th. How do we do that? Well, let's switch this to false and false and false. Okay, now we got that 7th. To get a stacked third, we skip the 1 and get the 2. So we're doing every other one. So we start here on the 7. We can go whoop, skip the 1 and go to 2. Let's make this one true. Then skip another one. So skip the 3 and go to 4. Make that one true. Skip the 5 and go to 6. All right. Now, if we're going to be playing just colored frets, let's blow this up a little bit. I'm going to be doing something really destructive to the fretboard right now. I'm going to be trying to delete this whole... Man, maybe I should do that. It's actually pretty good. Maybe able to have another version of the spreadsheet. There you go. That's probably not a bad idea. Okay, but here we go. Now we're going to be starting on the 7. And what we want to do is we want to progress up the strings through the higher strings. So even though like this is called the first string, and then the second string, and then the third string, and then the fourth string, and then the fifth string, and the sixth string, they're getting higher in frequency or higher in pitch as we go up. So I could say we're like ascending the strings as we're going up. So we're going to be ascending the strings, and we're going to be hitting one note per. Now, if we go on the right-hand side of the current note, so if we go further along the fretboard, then we start with the 7, and we could go this 4, the 7, which is a duplicate of this tone. So we could go with that one, and then that one, that one, that one. And then up here, this guy's grayed out, so we're going to do this 4 instead. Then back down. So just boom, 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 to the 4 and back. So that's starting on the 10th fret, then wow, that was terrible. I'm so bad at that. So how do we make this broken up when we have 3 notes in a row on the same string? We kind of bar it, or at least I tend to bar it. And barring it is not what you want to do for a sweep arpeggio. So I don't even know if it's possible to sweep arpeggio that sucker, because you have this bar here. And anytime you have a bar inside of a sweep, it's really hard to mute those notes in there. I'm not saying it's impossible. It is, however, impossible for me right now. I'm really not good at that. So let's try to go the other direction instead and see what other notes we can get that don't sit on the same exact string. So if we go with this G here, that's our starting point, remember? And we're going up. We got this guy that's got color to it. It's the 2. It's the B, which is this G's major third. If you remember from the scale degrees video, major third is up and to the left, just one. Boom. So we got that guy, and then we could go all the way to that guy or that guy. So we got a choice here. We can go from there to there, or from there to there, back right there. So that's like a... Oh, wow. That's very interesting sounding. Getting that that flat 7 in there with the major third. That's pretty cool. But let's just go in with the actual 5th of the G. So we're going to go 1st, 3rd, 5th over here. That sounds less jarring, less distracting. And now we got some more choices here. We can go with a doubling of the G, which is here. We can go with this F over here, which is the minor 7. But we already knew that one was a little bit jarring. That one was a little jarring. So let's go up here and get this doubling of this G here. Yeah, I like that. And then we can go here to this D. So we can go. What if we do a hammer tap like we were doing on the other one, from this 2 to this 4? Ooh. I like that. So let's try going from the A minor one that was starting here, and we went boop, 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 boop. And you'll notice there, we only really did the chord tones. So we can hide all of those other guys. Boop, 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 boop. So. And now let's go from that down to our G here. Boy, that is daunting right there. It's actually really quite challenging. I'm surprised that I've been practicing this video for a while to try to get to the point where I felt comfortable. My hands don't work kind of the way that they used to. I got sick a while ago. My movement sucked. Now it's like super amazing, and I'm sort of kind of getting back to regular old Adam, which is kind of awesome. But the tiny details kind of emerge when I'm starting to do like tapping again. There's so many open notes that are just ringing out. Okay, so there's a third arpeggio that I'm doing in there. I'm going from the A up here to the G, but then I'm dropping one more. And we noticed that that note that I'm dropping to, it's right here, and it's missing from the A minor chord tones. So now the alternating tones we're going to be using are going to be starting with the 6 instead of starting with the 7. So let's set all of this to false. All y'all get to false. Go away. Go away. Okay, so we got a 6 here. True dat. Okay. And now we're going to do alternating tones or stacked thirds. So we're going to skip the 7 and get the 1. We're going to skip the 2, get the 3, skip the 4, and get the 5. Okay. So here we got the 6, the 1, the 3, the 6 again, just like we were doing on the 7, the 1, the 3, the 1, the 6, the 3, the 1, and the 6. We start here on the F for this next arpeggio, and this looks like a major. So we could just make this F major. Oops. Let's do F, major chord tones. Boom. So now we got this F major shape here. Doom, 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 doom. Nice. G major, A minor, G major, F major, G major, A minor, A minor with a tap on the A note, G major with a tap on the G major note, or on the G note up there. Missed. And a tap on the F with the F major chord. Ooh, my timing on that one isn't good. Ooh, that's painful to listen to be frank. Hope y'all aren't hating it too much. But if we go back to this A minor that we were doing, now we went from the A over here. We started on that A, And sorry, I'm starting on the A string here, the 5th string, instead of starting on the low E string. Having the A be your starting point here, it has a couple of benefits to it. Namely, it's kind of hard to start with the super low note of this low E on a sweep arpeggio. It kind of muddies up a lot of the other sounds. So if you want to like finish off with that, see, it's like so thick. Jeez. It's so thick. It's so thick. I'm sure there's ways to do it, but I'm not sure how. Okay, so we went from the A to the G to the F. Now let's try this E. Now let's look at this. This is not a major. This is a minor one. So here we got this E, which is right here. It's an E minor 7 chord. So let's switch this down here to an E and do minor chord sounds. So this shape is the exact same shape that we were doing starting on the 12th fret for our A minor sweep arpeggio. Let's have a look at that right here, like this. Now let's try to move this all the way up here to the 7th fret of the A string. Ooh, you get a little bit more stretching on your fingers up here. This is where it gets really hard for me to do these sweeps. My hand's like falling off. That's ridiculous. That's so hard to do. But then when we get up here to the D, be like, Idios mio. It's another D minor. This gigantic sweeping guy. So I could do that super slow. Wow, that's hard. Ow, that literally hurts. Jeez. And then once you get up here to the C, it uses a major chord. Thank goodness for that. You see that? We got the C major 7. Uses the major chord arpeggio shape. But we got this problem that we got open notes here. So we would do the E, or the C, the E, and then we would do a G, and it's going to just ring out unless we like put a wristband or something like a 331 E-Rock always does up on the top on the nut here to like mute the strings. And you could do that and it works, but you don't always have a headband with you. But let's try to do it anyways. So it's C, E, G, C, E, G, E, C, G, E, C. Wow, that is really awkward to do. I don't do open sweep arpeggios at all. As soon as I kind of get up here to the 5th or the 7th fret, I sort of move it up here to the higher on the fretboard. See, now if we start up here on the 15th fret, then we can do the same exact C shape up here, but we get to use the 12th fret instead of having to rely on open strings. I'm also not good at that. There's this tiny little range where I'm okay at sweep arpeggios. There's like 3 of them that I can do. But using this and bouncing around inside of the shapes that you get, and then moving down, and then using alternating thirds or alternating tones or stacked thirds, you can find how to do a bunch of crazy ass sweep arpeggios Like we just did all of these weird A minor ones. You can do the same thing starting off in like, let's do like G sharp minor, or let's do G sharp major, or how about this? G sharp Phrygian. Like, why would you do that? That's so ridiculous. Because with this, you can do the same exact thing that we were doing. You could figure out how to build your arpeggios to play along with somebody who's in G sharp Phrygian. So you could start on the 11th fret here, do the G sharp, and then the B, and then D, and then G, and then the get this flat third up in here, all the way up into there. Be like, okay, Adam, that's just a regular old minor chord tone. Yeah, yep, totally regular old minor chord tone, not interesting at all. But what happens when we get all the way over here to this D, and we want to use the D? Be like, okay, well, you got your D sharp, and then you've got your minor third of that D sharp. Remember, we're doing alternating tones here. So you go from 5 to 6 to 7. And then you skip 1 and you go to 2 and be like, oh, normally our 5 is right here. But now we've got this flat 5. Ooh. So you have to go from this D sharp to the F sharp to an A. And then after you get there, you have to figure out what the correct note for the next one is. So let's set up our fretboard correct here. So in order to do alternating tones starting at the D sharp, that's the 5. So we're going to do the 5, skip the 6, get the 7, skip the 1, get the 2, like we're going into extended range chords. Skip the 3 and go to the 4. And now we got 5, 7, 2, 4. And then we're back at the 5. So we got this 5, 7, 2. And then, oh no, it's a bar shape. Oh no, it's a bar. You know how terrible I am at bar sweep arpeggios. But fear not, because this sharp D is right here again. So we can actually go from there to there to there, and then all the way back, and then all the way up. And then do a 3 fret span here. Do a whole plus a half. Man, that's a weird sweep arpeggio. Let's see if I can't do it. Seems reasonable to say I can't do it. Wow, that sounds crazy. It's like the wrong notes completely. Wow. Wow, that is ridiculous. I'm going to be moving that up from the 6th fret to the 18th fret to try to start it up here, so it's a little bit less painful on my fingers. But let's see, 18, 16, 14, and do the dance back and forth. It's like a sea of terrible noise. Wow, that's terrible. Probably shouldn't end this off by playing nothing but awful sounds. Let's go back to regular old happy sounds. Let's do some major chord tones on the C major. And get these alternating guys set up correctly. False, false, and true, and true. Okay, so let's do some C major. that is a lot harder after a couple of minutes of playing than it probably should be. I need to practice a bit more. Maybe I should spend some more time digging around with various weird Phrygian flat 5 sweep arpeggios, but probably not. I'm probably not going to do it again. That was really, really, really bad. It was really terrible. Anyways, until next time, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Every time somebody tunes in, every single time somebody watches one of my videos and messages me or downloads the app and checks out the spreadsheet, it really fills me with joy. It makes me super happy. Thank you so much. See you next time.